Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video in our Unreal Engine co-op game tutorial series. I have a new mic once again. We will see if this one sounds better, because I noticed the previous one were sounding pretty bad and I was like breathing into the mic a lot and stuff like that. So we will see if this sounds better. I have some new settings in as well, but very low production value YouTube video. You just have to live with it. Okay, I think we will, because in most games, or actually this depends, but in every game you might not want to, like, if this is the world, you might not want to, like, I'm gonna have this NPC here, this NPC here, this NPC is gonna be here standing guard. I know a lot of games do that as well, but it's very static. Maybe less fun for replay values, especially for the game we're going for. If we want to make like a co-op roguelike, something like that, roguelite or whatever, you might not want everything to be so static. So we're gonna try to make the NPCs a little more dynamic in like where they spawn and stuff like that. And also this could be better for performance as well in like open world games, because if you're gonna have a huge open world and you're gonna have 2000 NPCs placed everywhere, it might not be ideal. So we're gonna keep one guy here just for reference. Then we're gonna make another system. Characters. So we're gonna go into our blueprints, gonna make a new folder called NPC spawner. Could probably put it in here. I'm gonna make a blueprint class of actor, BP master spawner. BP NPC spawner. I'm probably not going to call this master, I'm just going to call it NPC spawner, because I probably don't need child blueprints of this one. BP NPC spawner. Gonna open it up. We're gonna add a static mesh just so we can see it in the world. I'm gonna add a cube, chamfer. I'm gonna add a sphere collision. Something like that. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. 600, something like that. And I'm gonna go to the sphere collision preset. We will do custom, ignore everything except pawn. Yes, that's good. We're going into our variables. We're gonna make a actors to spawn. We're gonna make this a actor class reference. No, we're not. We're gonna make it a soft class reference. and it's gonna be an array. Yes, that's fine. And we're gonna make another one. Spawn locations. It's gonna be a vector array. Both of them will be instances editable, and for this one, the vector, we also want to add 3D widget. So what that does is, if I now go into details here and add some spawn locations, you can see we now have some spawn locations that I can actually move around here in the world. Actually, this is gonna be transforms. So now, if I grab them, I should be able to rotate them as well. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna put one here. I'm gonna put one here. Put one here. They don't have to be inside of the sphere either. So this is a good way to, for instance, do ambushes. Because if we enter this sphere, NPCs can spawn like behind you still. And that's it for the basic setup. I will add the NPC. Soft class reference, sorry. So NPC, we're gonna do the master NPC. We're actually gonna do another one, number of NPCs to spawn. It's gonna be an integer. Set it to 3 by default. But it's also gonna be instances editable. And there we go. We're probably gonna do some kind of weight system to this as well, like how big of a chance it is to spawn each NPC. But for now, we're just gonna add 4 of the same NPC. And we can weigh it with having more of the same class. So if there's 4 of this zombie NPC and 2 of another one, it's a bigger chance to spawn this one, for instance. So now we're gonna grab the sphere on component begin overlap. Custom event spawn NPCs. So switch has authority. We're only gonna do this on the server side, So this is going to be a server event that's going to be reliable. So we're going to do server spawn NPCs. We're going to get the actors to spawn. I'm going to get a boolean called active. And if active is true, we're gonna set active to false, which means it only happens once. Then we can do some kind of respawn timer for it to start over. Server spawn NPC. We're gonna get actors to spawn. We're gonna get a random array item from this one. We will async load the class asset. Cast to character. And make sure it's from completed. No, actually. Cast to actor. Spawn actor from class. And we're gonna get random array item from the spawn locations. Plug it in. Try to adjust location, but always spawn. And spawn the. Now I think we need to go into our master NPC. And we need to go to controller. I'm looking for the controller stuff here. So auto possess AI is now only when it's placed in world. We need to do placed in world or spawned. So when it's spawned, we also get auto possessed by this default controller. So from completed, I'm gonna add another integer. Actually, we can do an array of character classes. Spawn the NPCs. This can actually be object reference. No, it should be actor as well. Just so we can keep track of them and maybe despawn them if we want to later. And then we will so if the length Now if the last index of this one is less than number of NPCs to spawn, I'm gonna promote this to a variable. And we're gonna plug it in like this instead, just so we know what index we actually spawned, because at the end here we're gonna remove index. So this is a part of our weighting system for the spawning now, because if we had, let's say I had one special NPC here, if you see, so if I had 4 of these and 1 special NPC and I can only spawn 3, it's a higher chance that I only spawn, that the other ones get spawned. It's not the best weighting system, but it works for now. So we remove the last NPC spawned from this array item. And we need to do the same actually for the spawn. Last used spawn transform. Last used spawn transform. We're gonna plug this in here. And same here, remove index so that we can't spawn in the same location. And we should also start by getting this and getting this. It's not empty. It's not empty. So we also validate the fact that we have stuff in these arrays. So, and so if all of these conditions are met, we can spawn the next NPC. So server spawn NPCs. At the end, we're just gonna call this again. Instead of doing a for each loop, because we're using an async load class asset, so this has delay in it, so we don't want to for each it. I know I did that somewhere else, so I'm probably gonna change that later. And from here, server spawn NPC. And we probably need to increase maybe the height of this a little bit. Let's see. And nothing happens. This needs to replicate. Could that be it? Just gonna add a breakpoint here. So it is overlapping. We have authority. We need to change this to be true by default. remove this breakpoint. It should get here. Breakpoint here. Okay, so what do we have here? Actor. It's spawning the NPC spawner. Ah, yeah. Master NPC. Not the NPC spawner. So I think it's spawning them somewhere else. Does this need to be replicated? Just gonna do like this. It looked like it was spawning them at the 000 location. Ah, okay. I see what's happening. So it's spawning them. So this we need to. So it's spawning them in the correct location from world 0. So we need to convert this from local to world. I can't remember how to do that. Let me pause and check. Okay, I am back. So this is how you do it. So from this one, the spawn locations, we break the output, so we get a location and rotation. So from the location we do transform location, from the rotation we do transform rotation, and those nodes require an input of the transform, so we're gonna plug in the transform of the actual spawner actor. So get actor transform, so it's using the transform in the world of the actor to determine where in the world these local transforms should go. So that is now gonna work, and you can see we spawned the NPCs. Something went wrong though. Number of NPCs to spawn. Is the last index wrong? Should it be length? Yeah, there we go. Now we don't spawn 3 of them. We can now remove this one. You see we have 3. It's gonna spawn those 3 in random locations. Why is he not? Is it the nav mesh? Ah, yeah. We're gonna increase the nav mesh. So now, there we go. And you can see obviously it's not ideal. With the popping in like this. And you can see they're idling like the first few frames. So we need to do some stuff to hide that. But let's do that in a future video. All right, I will see you in the next one. Bye.